today's video is going to be my May favorites. I cannot believe, like I've said like a million times, but I cannot believe it's June already. I feel like this past month literally just went by like that. It's just been insane how fast time has been flying. So I would like to talk to you guys about the products that I've been really liking this month. I don't really have too many new products, to be honest, because in my last haul video, I only really shared like a few makeup items like of certain collections that I picked up. I didn't really go crazy like going ham picking up like a million things. I just picked up, two collections that I really wanted to have those products. But I do have a couple of eyeshadow palettes to talk about since I did pick up 3 eyeshadow palettes this past month. I know, a little bit crazy. But I didn't really get to talk about this palette in my April favorites because I hadn't really used it too much. But I did get quite a bit of use out of it this past month, so now I feel confident enough to talk about it. So, of course, I'm talking about the Kaleidos and Angelica Nyquist Club Nebula eyeshadow palette. I did feature quite a couple looks with this palette on my channel. So this is what the inner packaging looks like. So beautiful. And then this is the 15 pan eyeshadow palette. And I have literally nothing negative to say about this palette. I think that this is one of the best formulas I've tried since like Give Me Glow. I freaking love this palette. The mattes are so deeply, richly pigmented. They take like 2 seconds to blend out. They're so beautiful, especially like these shades here, like the deeper blues, this turquoise blue, and then these shimmer shades are so absolutely stunning on the lid. They just have this beautiful sparkle to them. And at first, since I saw they were like more like a glittery pressed formula, I was like, oh, I don't really love like super glittery sparkly eyeshadows, but these are so beautiful. They apply so smoothly on the lid and they're so buttery, and they just add like this amazing like sparkle to your lids. It's so gorgeous. And then these matte shades just blend out like a dream. They are gorgeous. So I've been loving like this warm tone like moment here with all these orangey colors and like this deep red brown. And then you can just do so much with this palette. It's such a versatile palette. You can do a green look, you can do blue, you can do green and blue, you can do blue and purple, you can do green and purple, you can do red and purple, you can do orange and purple. There's so many possibilities with this, and it's beautiful. I think she did an amazing job, and the reason why I picked it up this time around is because it wasn't going to be restocked again, and I was so up and down about getting it. And I am so happy that I did, because this formula is amazing. And I didn't think it was really going to be a color story I was going to like jive with. And I actually really love it. It's not like too colorful. It's much more muted than you would think it would be, but it's still fun and adds like, like something to my collection, because I don't have any palettes like this. And it's just so pretty. Like, this is the kind of color I go for. I love wearing colorful eyeshadows, I really do, and I think that these are very wearable eyeshadows. I think she did an amazing job at making like the colors like more wearable for someone that is first starting with color. So I am going to swatch just a couple of them for you guys, and they're just so pretty. So this color is 7 of 9, then we have Firefly and Nebula. Those are the 3 shades there. I'll swatch a couple more. Look how those sparkle. Like, insanely beautiful. They're just stunning. Like, seriously stunning on the lid. And then I also love these, like, deeper, richly pigmented mattes. So pretty. And let me swatch this blue one for you. Look at that. Look at that pigment. These are, like, the smoothest mattes I've tried this whole year. They just are so gorgeous on the eyes. So this one is Samus, then we have Red Giant, and then we have that beautiful blue, which is called Astro. So there are some of the shades for you guys. It is just stunning. I love it. If you guys missed out on this, just honestly, Kaleidos has a solid formula. I actually just convinced Mary to pick up a couple of their palettes so she to pick up two herself. I was like, if you try any brand that you've been wanting to try, you need to try Kaleidos. They have a gorgeous formula. So they're just such a fun brand, and I love that they do, you know, really different things. And I love this palette. I think it was great, and this is definitely my favorite palette I've tried in the past couple of months. I love it so much. So that is the first one. And then the next one is the Hip Dot and Clueless eyeshadow palettes. This is my first palette from Hip Dot and my first time trying the brand. And when I saw this collection come out, I was like, done, need, no questions asked. I'm like, I freaking love Clueless. I've loved Clueless for probably 20 years at this point, because I saw them, well, probably like 15 to 18 years, because I saw it when I was like a teenager. So that was like 15, 16 years ago at least. And I never get tired of this movie. I can watch it over and over and over again. It's freaking hilarious. And when I saw this collection from Hip Dot, I'm like, yes, need this. It's so pretty. I just wish there would have been more mattes in this palette, but honestly, I've kind of gotten some really nice looks out of this with just using a few mattes. And these mattes actually work pretty well with the shades that are in here. The only shade that I wish that they would have put a little bit, but honestly, you can use these two shades, the red and this deeper, like, pinkier matte, with any of these like shimmers here. So it's actually pretty versatile. And these three shades work with all of these colors here. And then the blues work really nicely with like the orangey shades too in the crease. So that's how I've been wearing them. And the shimmers, oh my god, these shimmers are so beautiful. I love Botticelli, Classic, Homies, The Valley. Those are just stunning. All of these are so beautiful on the lid. So I think that this is a solid formula. I'm really happy that I decided to try Hip Dot. I heard amazing things about their formula, and I just think they're so pretty. So I'm just going to swatch a couple of them for you guys. So this one is Classic, Botticelli, and Highly Selective. Really, really pretty. They're really buttery smooth. So that is those three shades. Homies, Botticelli, and Highly Selective. Super buttery, and they just apply so nicely to the eyes too. They're very easy to work with. And I like that this palette kind of went for like, you know, very simple looks, but you can also amp it up with the lavender or like pop the blue on your lid or on the inner corners, and it just makes it really pretty without making it too crazy. I also love this shade, The Valley, and then I'll swatch one of the blue shades. So I'm not going to swatch everything because we'll be here forever, but those are the other two shimmers, The Valley and Pretty Groovy. So really gorgeous. I really was enjoying this palette too. I've worn it a ton this past month, and I've just been alternating between this palette and the next palette that I have on my eyes today. But yeah, I really did enjoy this one. So that is the Hip Dot and Clueless eyeshadow palette. Sorry, my reminder went off. Let's just close that. Okay, and then the last eyeshadow palette, which is so funny because it's the one that I wasn't going to get out of all of these, and I ended up really, really loving it. I mean, of course, you guys know I can't really say no to ColourPop palettes, and I've gotten 4 ColourPop palettes already this year, so I already have gotten more than I did last year. But I kind of just, you know, it's been hard to say no to ColourPop palettes this year. I knew they were going to go after us more this year. So I'm talking about the Malibu Barbie and ColourPop eyeshadow palette. I actually really love this palette. It's the one that I have on my eyes today. And I just really have been enjoying this. When I saw like a couple videos on this palette, at first when it came out, I was like, I'm not going to get it. I'll just get the highlighter and one of the lipsticks. And then I saw the color story, because I didn't really truly look at the collection and the color story of this eyeshadow palette. And once I looked at it and watched a few videos on it, I'm like, I was hooked. I'm like, I need it. It's so pretty. I think that this is such a gorgeous spring summer palette, especially a summer palette, because of all these beautiful pops of color. You have a beautiful blue, this matte blue, the pink, the yellow, the orange. I just thought those colors were so pretty. It just sucked me in. But I also think there's not too much brown in this palette. There's only like a couple of brown shades, and then the shimmers are so pretty. I think this is such a beautiful color story for Barbie. And if you guys didn't know, I'm still obsessed with Barbies, but I used to have like a whole wall of Barbies back here. I was Barbie obsessed growing up, and I just think that this color story is gorgeous. The only thing that I would say is that I do notice that this formula, this is my first like square pan palette from ColourPop. All the other ones that I own from them are the round pans. Is that I don't know if it's just because it's one of the square pan palettes that the formula might be a little bit different, because ColourPop is always changing up their formula. I think that they perform great on the eyes. I have no problems whatsoever blending any of these out. They're beautiful. Every shade in here I really love. I just find that some of the shimmers, especially like these lighter shades like Cali Girl, Shine On, and Come On, are a little bit crumbly. But once you apply them to the lid, they just stick really well. Like they don't have any fallout putting it on. I just hadn't noticed that with other shimmers from ColourPop until this palette. So I just wanted to point that out. But other than that, it's a beautiful palette and I really have been enjoying it. So I have on today Make Waves in my crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Let's Go Party. Then I use Zuma Beach almost every time I use this palette because it's like the only deepening shade. But it works for basically every look that you use with this palette. It's like the perfect medium toned brown to deepen up these shades, because these shades aren't too dark. So it kind of works with every single shade in this palette, no matter what look you do. So I have Zuma Beach on the outer corners, and then I just popped on the shimmer shade 1971 on my lid. Then just popped on a brow bone highlight, which is of course Hear Me Out and Vanilla Bean. And then I popped on this color on the inner corners, which is called Cali Girl. I freaking am obsessed with Cali Girl. It's such a gorgeous shimmer. It's like a blinding shimmer inner corner highlight, and I freaking love it. See how pigmented they are though? They are a bit crumbly, but they are gorgeous. So let's just swatch a couple of these for you guys. Of course I had to swatch the blues. They're so pretty. This ColourPop just gets me. They get me. They don't just get me with getting everything, but they get me. Like, this is the kind of color story that I go for in the summertime. That's a kind of a terrible swatch of the blue, but it goes on so beautifully on the eyes. I actually am going to be uploading a blue orangey look with the palette very soon, like right after this video. And it was so pretty. So I have Cali Girl, Surfs Up, and Malibu Memories here. So pretty, right? Like these two shades, all three of these shades together. Such a pretty simple like blue eye. Oh my god. And then just add like one of the lighter colors in the crease. So pretty. And then I'm just going to swatch. I'll just swatch the two pinkier shades for you guys, because I do swatch all of these in my first impressions of this. So here's the two pinks. So pretty, right? So this one is Follow the Sun, and then that one is called Best Coast, the matte pink. So those are some of the shades for you guys swatched. And that's, yeah, I love it. And that's the ColourPop and Malibu Barbie eyeshadow palette. I think it's just so pretty. I really have been enjoying this. Okay, and then let's talk about some complexion products. So these are the three that I've just been using the most this past month. Again, I have to mention the Fenty Beauty Easy Skin Tint. This was my absolute favorite foundation to wear this past month. It's more like a tinted moisturizer, but I think it's a lot more than a tinted moisturizer. I think it's more of like a light coverage foundation. But it's just so beautiful on the skin, so lightweight. I have the shade 1, and this was my most worn complexion product this past month, so I had to talk about it again. It's so gorgeous on the skin. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing another product that I've been testing out, and I'm absolutely in love with this on my face, but I can't talk about it yet because I haven't hauled it yet, but it might be my new favorite. But anyway, this is just so beautiful on the skin. It just creates such a beautiful blurring effect to your skin, and it just blends out beautifully, and it just looks gorgeous. I really have nothing else to say about this. I've been seeing nothing but amazing reviews about it. It's just gorgeous on the skin. I love it. It has a beautiful like demi matte finish, and it just evens out your complexion in the most beautiful way. And I love it. It makes your skin look so healthy, and I think it's a perfect product for the summertime. So I really love this. Definitely hands down her best complexion product she's ever come out with. I was not too crazy about the first two foundations. This is like eons better, like so good. And then I also really have been enjoying the Becca Light Shifter Dewing Tint again, and this one's in the shade Luminary 1. It is very dewy when you put it on, so I would just say, you know, give it a chance, because once you put your concealer and your powder over it, it makes your skin look gorgeous. I was kind of hesitant about it because I was like, this is super dewy and didn't really add any coverage to my skin. I mean, it does, but like once you set it down, it makes like your like everything on top looks so gorgeous, and it just makes your skin look beautiful. So, and it's just so nice and weightless on the skin. I really do like this too. It's a little bit sticky when you first put it on, but once it's blended out and set, it's fire. I love it. And then the last product, which of course you guys know I've been loving this for forever, but this was such an easy product to use, especially the past couple of weeks, because I had to do my makeup like early in the morning, because my sister and my mom just love doing things early in the morning, around like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's just easier for me to, when I have like a half-hour window around like 11:30, then I try to do my makeup like pretty quickly. And this was definitely the one that I was reaching for the most, because it's not a liquid product. I can just go like swipe, 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 blend it out, done. And it's just so much easier than using a liquid product. So this is the Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick by Bare Minerals in the shade Opal 01. Love this product. This is my second one, and I just love it. It's just so easy. Boom, 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 done. And yeah, it was just such a like handy product this past couple of weeks. Okay, and then as for concealers, I did tell you guys I picked these up last month because I ended up hating the Tarte Creamy Concealer after only using it once. I'm like, what is this? It's terrible. And I just went and exchanged the Tarte Creamy Concealer for two concealers that I absolutely love from the drugstore. And I was like, why don't I just pick up these two concealers again? I know that I love these, and I haven't been able to stop using them really. I mean, I've been using a couple of other concealers, but these have been my two go-to concealers ever since I got them back in my collection. So the first one is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer Concealer. Love this. It's super hydrating, really beautiful coverage. I just think that this is a great concealer. It works for any look, for full coverage looks, for simple looks, and it's just like such a beautiful formula. It's a little bit more hydrating than the other one I'm going to talk about, but I just love both of these. These are my two absolute favorite concealers from the drugstore besides the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Absolutely love this. I'm just so happy that I repurchased this because I did use up an entire one before. And I need to start like repurchasing the concealers that I love rather than trying too many new ones. Because I'm very picky with concealers now, more so than foundation products. Because like I'm always super picky about whether or not it's going to crease underneath my eyes. But this is beautiful. I love it. It blends out so gorgeous. And then the other one, of course, is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I really don't see anyone really not like this concealer. I see some people that don't love the Infallible Full Wear, but honestly, I haven't really seen anyone not like this. As far as the people that I watch or the people that I know that pick up this concealer, they end up loving it. It's so beautiful. And this one's in the shade 110 Nude Ivory. The L'Oreal was in the shade 320 Porcelain. And this is a little bit more matte than the L'Oreal one, but it really is not like a heavy matte at all. It's so lightweight, and it just makes your skin look so beautiful. I absolutely freaking highly recommend these two concealers from the drugstore. You will not be disappointed, especially if you're just looking for something that's easy and more lightweight and not too full coverage. I would go with the Milani. It's beautiful. Love those two. And then the other two that I was using quite a bit this past month again is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade, what shade is this? Mallow. It's like the lightest shade. SC25 Mallow is what it says on the bottom. But I wanted to bring up these two concealers because I did actually use these quite a bit this past month. So now I can give you guys like my updated thoughts on them. This one is really nice. Again, blends out beautifully. I can't really like organize my thoughts too well on concealers. I'm like kind of bad at explaining them. I just know that I like them, so I just want to share it with you guys. But this is really pretty on the skin. I actually got my sister to get this one. She was really interested in trying a few Ilia products. And out of everything, she actually already had the mascara, which I really love the mascara, but this is really nice too. It's a little bit more matte than the L'Oreal and the Milani, but again, it's a really nice everyday concealer, blends out really easily. So I've been liking that one more so over the past month than when I first got it. And then the other one is, the last one is the Kosas, what is this called again? Oh my God, why is the print always so small? Super creamy and brightening concealer in the shade 0.5 neutral. Again, this is the lightest shade that they have to offer. This is actually the concealer I'm wearing today. I really love how this concealer looks on the face, but it does crease very easily underneath my eyes. As you can see, it's already creased, but it's so pretty underneath the eyes when you first put it on. And I actually tried it out with a different sponge today from ColourPop, and I think I like it a little bit more with that sponge. Same thing with the Ilia and the other two concealers. I mean, I love my my ColourPop sponges, but these are the 4 most recent concealers to my collection, and I really like this too. It's very creamy, very hydrating, easy to blend out, and I really like it. So I think that these are great concealers for full coverage looks and like regular looks. I think that all 4 of these work for any look you're going for. They're not like too hydrating. They're not like too light coverage. They have all have like a pretty good medium to almost full coverage, especially the Infallible Full Wear. So that's it when it comes to concealers. And then I just have 2 powders to talk about really quickly. Actually 3. Oh my God, this powder keeps on falling everywhere because I actually took the tape off of it, the seal off of it, because I had finished the powder that was on top of the seal because it was a little bit messy when I first got it. But I've been using the Becca Hydra Mist setting powder pretty much every day that I don't work. I'm wearing it today, and it's just such a pretty powder to use for like a daily basis. I'm going to put it back so it doesn't get too messy. But it's really nice. I've been using it for every day that I don't work. And it's just super easy to use, and it's very blurring on the skin, and I just put it underneath my eyes and on my T-zone area, and I really have been enjoying that. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It doesn't even feel like I'm wearing powder when I put it on. And then the other one is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder in the shade Light Medium 2. This is so beautiful too. Very lightweight. It dissolves like completely into your skin. It doesn't even look like you're wearing powder at all. The same thing with the Becca one. So I use this pretty much every time I work, and I really like that this is very lightweight, and it's not as, I loved the Thrive powder, but this is even more lightweight than that. The Thrive powder was like a little bit more blurring, but this it just really blends into your skin, and it's just so pretty. I don't know if I'm just not really getting how it's supposed to work, but I really like it. So, and then the last powder is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder to Powder No Powder Perfect Translucent Powder Natural Radiant Blur Effect All Day Matte Finish. So this is what it looks like, and this one's in the shade 0 Neutral. You guys, this has been my favorite product for the past month or 2. I love it so much. It just makes your skin look airbrushed, and it's so lightweight and makes your skin look just beautiful. How many times can I say lightweight, beautiful, and blurring in this video? But honestly, these are products that I've been loving and I've been using very consistently, that this is what I'm going to talk about. So I just freaking love this. If you guys picked up anything from the VIB sale, this is the thing I recommended the most. And then the same thing with one of the bronzers that I'm going to mention. And then I only have one mascara, and then I'm just going to mention like 2 eyeliners. So I'm just going to mention the Marc Jacobs gel liner in the shade Earthquake. This really was my go-to liner this month. I really liked this like deeper like brown shade as opposed to the brownie shade. I kind of wanted to go with like something a little bit darker, not as warm toned as the brownie shade, and I really just loved this. It was my go-to liner this past month. And then I actually was using the NYX Professional Makeup Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme shine eyeliner in the shade Pure White. I used this quite a bit again this past month. I could even put this on top of this just to add a little bit more depth. Yeah, it just looks so good. It like, see how much it brightened up my under eyes? I mean, I just put on a little bit of a nude liner today, which of course is my ColourPop Bambi one, but this added some really nice depth to the look. And I just have been really loving a white liner as opposed to a nude liner because it does add brightness and lifts your eyes and makes you look more awake. So that's why I've been really enjoying this white liner. I really should have been using it more when I first got it as opposed to like just discovering that white liner looks really good. If you don't just want a nude liner every day, you could use a white one or a brown one. So, and then the one and only mascara I'm going to talk about, because this is really the only new mascara I picked up this month and I've been absolutely obsessed with it, is the ColourPop Act Natural Defining Mascara. I freaking love this mascara. I'm wearing it today. It gives me like such beautiful length and really separates my lashes, and it does a really good job of gripping onto every single lash. That's why I really do enjoy it, and I think it's so easy to just boom, 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 and you're done. It like basically coats your lashes so fast, and I do like it's kind of a little bit more of like a drier formula, but it's not too dry and it's not too wet. It's like right in between, so it makes it really easy to apply. It's not crusty whatsoever. I've just really been enjoying this one. So now let's just move on to blushes and highlights and lips, and that's it. Okay, and then as far as blush and highlight go, I didn't really pick up too many new highlighters last month except for the Barbie and ColourPop Beach Party Super Shock highlighter. This is one of the only new ones to my collection because again, I was on a pretty low buy. I forgot that there's one other palette that I need to grab. So this is the ColourPop highlighter that came out with the ColourPop Malibu Barbie collection. And this is actually a really gorgeous highlight. I'm actually wearing it today, as you guys can see. It has a really beautiful reflection to it. It reflects the light beautifully. And it's very, very creamy because it's one of the Super Shock highlights. And here it is swatched for you guys. Really pretty for multiple skin tones. And I just think it's really pretty. I really like it. I prefer applying this one with my fingers as opposed to a brush. I find that this one's a little bit harder to pick up with a brush as opposed to like my other highlighter that I have like this, one of the Super Shock ones, which is You're a Catch from the like spring collection last year. That one's a little bit easier to pick up on a brush. I find that this one you have to apply with your finger, but it's really pretty. So I think that this is going to be one of my favorites to use over the summer as well. And then the only other two that I was going to mention is the Aether Beauty Supernova Crushed Diamond Highlighter in the shade Pure Diamond Dust. This is just so beautiful, you guys. I really have been enjoying this one a ton, and I really, really love it. And it's just like so stunning on the skin. And it's just like really does sparkle. And it's so pretty. I highly recommend this one. I'm so happy that I got this one because of Terra Babes, and I just think it's so pretty. So I've definitely been using that one quite a bit. And then the other one is the Winky Lux Celestial Lights Powder. I was like alternating quite a few highlighters this month, so these are the ones that I used quite a bit more than the others. And this one is the Winky Lux highlighter. Again, super pretty. Such an easy like light gold color for every day. It doesn't really swatch like too much. It's definitely very natural, but once you apply it to the face, it is really pretty. So those are the highlights. Not too many. because I did want to segue into blushes. So the newest blushes that I tried this month were the ColourPop Quad Cheek Palettes, and I got the shades in Sugar Frosted. And I have a love-hate relationship with this. I do really like the blushes in here, but the highlighter isn't that great. So I kind of wanted to talk about the highlight and the blushes in here, since we're going to transition into talking about a couple of other blushes. The blushes are really pretty. I do really like these two shades, but the only shade that actually swatches, I haven't really used this one too much, but I did mix it with this one, and it was really pretty. These two lighter shades don't really swatch on the hand. They swatch really, really light. But they do apply really nicely to the face. But honestly, I've noticed the same thing with these as I did with the Barbie palette, is that they're very crumbly and powdery. But these do apply really nicely to the face. But I don't really love this highlighter. And this one's in the shade Jelly Roll, and it just like doesn't do much for my skin. I probably have to apply that with my fingers too the next time that I use it, and I probably will like it more, because I keep on forgetting that it's a Super Shock highlighter too, and I keep on using it with a brush. So that's probably why I haven't been loving it. But these blushes, I'm just not going to swatch this for you guys because you're not really going to be able to see anything. The only shade that swatches is this, but it is a really nice face palette for every day. So that's why I've been enjoying it. I kind of like that you don't have to think about it too much on what blush you're going to use, because there's good options in here for everyday use. And then, of course, I had to mention the Artist Couture Love Sprung blush palette again. I'm still obsessed with this palette. It is just so gorgeous. Again, it was like the best blush formula I tried this past month. And when I picked it up from the VIB sale, I fell in love with this formula. It's just so good. It's so pigmented. I've never seen or used blushes that you just literally like barely tap your brush in it and it's just full on pigment. I mean, it's not full on pigment. It just builds so beautifully and it just blends into the skin like so gorgeous. I love these so much. Super soft, super buttery. Absolutely love these. And the peach shade in here is Life. I love it. So I'm not really going to swatch these for you guys because you guys have seen these already. And then I also was loving I was actually using these quite a bit this past month. These are the KVD Vegan Beauty blushes. So the first one is, why can't I open this right now? Is Rosebud. Again, I got this one because of Debbie. All right, I'll swatch a couple for you guys. So that one is Honey Bud and then Love Bud. This is Rosebud. And it's a really beautiful, like, mauvey pinky color for every day. And then the other one is just the perfect everyday blush. And this one is Honeysuckle. They're so buttery smooth and they're so beautiful on the face. So that one is Honeysuckle. Sorry for the terrible swatch of that one. But I really, again, was enjoying these two. And then some cream blushes, of course. I have the two Melt blushes again in Lynx and Sandy Cheeks. I was kind of enjoying these even more this past month. And I think I kind of got how to use these at this point, that I really do love these now. And the first one is Sandy Cheeks, which is a gorgeous, like, peachy tone color. And I love that it has, like, a luminous finish to it. It's so pretty, like a golden peachy shade. So perfect for spring. And then the other shade is, wait, no, this one's Lynx. I'm sorry. The other shade is Sandy Cheeks. And this one's more of, like, a peachier color, more orangey peach. Lynx is more of, like, a neutral golden color. And then Sandy Cheeks is like that really pretty peachy shade. These are so pretty. Definitely a great cream blush formula. Really have been enjoying those. And then, of course, I had to mention the Patrick Ta blush again. Well, Patrick Ta Duo. Oh my god. So stunning. This is just like amazing. This is probably my favorite cream blush I've tried over the past 2 months. You guys know I love my Tower 28, but this is stunning. Definitely my second favorite, if not my favorite, because This powder blush is everything. It's so blurring and beautiful on the skin. I love wearing this by itself too. But these are just gorgeous. Oh my god, the formula is so good. So good. So pretty. So that's the powder and that's the cream. And this is the Do We Know Her powder and cream duo from Patrick Ta. So pretty. Love it. Such a gorgeous summer shade. And then the last two blush palettes, I have to grab the other one that I wanted to talk about, is the Alamar Cosmetics Concrete Blush Duo. This is the one that she came out with last year with a couple of other shades or a couple of other trios. I whipped this out again and used this for a little bit. Oh my god, they're such pretty like spring, summer, beachy vibes blushes. They're just so beautiful. So I'm so glad I whip these out again because I really was missing using these because I really like using these in the spring and summer. But since I had so many new blushes to try, I've been trying to rotate some older ones too. They're those two right there, this one and this one. Also pretty. So that is Castaway and Scorcher. So pretty. Okay, and then we have just a couple of lip products and then we'll be done. I just have one bronzer to talk about because, again, I have to mention this bronzer because I've just been absolutely obsessed with it since I got it from the VIB sale, and that is the Gucci bronzing powder in the shade 01. Oh my god, this is so beaut. I love it so much. I've been using this like crazy every time I work. This is my go-to bronzer. It is just so gorgeous on the skin. You guys know I'm not like too about that life of having too much bronzer. I just love having like a hint of bronze to my skin, and this just gives me that effect like perfectly. It's so gorgeous and it's so beautiful. I wasn't going to mention any primers or setting sprays because I didn't pick up any new ones this past month. You guys know what my favorite ones are already. I've just been using the NYX Marshmallow Primer a ton again, and I just love it. It just smells like candy, and I used it today. I love how it makes my foundation look. So this is the Gucci bronzer. It's just beautiful. It's so silky smooth, and I love it. I just can't say enough about this. 100% worth every penny. I love it so much. I am so glad I picked that up. And of course, I love the Gucci mascara as well, but this was my go-to mascara this month. So... and that is it for cheek products. And now let's just move on to lips. Wait, hold on. We have one more cheek product, and that is the Clueless, Totally Clueless blush palette. I actually have only used this like once or twice, but I did use all of the shades, and I was really impressed with this when I first used it in the first impressions video. They're super pigmented. Love the blush in here, and the two highlights are freaking gorgeous. So let's just swatch those super quick. But they're super pigmented, and I really like these highlight shades. I probably have to keep these next to me so I use these more. Look how pretty, and that pink blush, so gorgeous. So I'm definitely going to keep this out and use this again too. I just have quite a few blushes to try out. I actually tried out another new blush today. It's actually like more of like a cream liquid blush. So I've been kind of getting into more of those too. I just have too many blushes to try. So I'm just going to keep this here too to use like the highlighters. And then as far as lip products go, my absolute go-to lippy this past month was the Barbie and ColourPop Golden Beach Lip Duo. I wore this lipstick like at least 4 or 5 times. It was just my go-to shade. I freaking love it. So this one is Golden Beach. It's just stunning. I love this color. You guys know that the ColourPop Luxe lipsticks are like my favorite formula of lipsticks. And it's just such a gorgeous shade. I'm actually wearing a different lipstick today. I'm having like a full-on Jaclyn Hill moment today. I decided to whip out one of her old lipsticks, and this is the shade Obsessed. It is still good, and it looks so pretty. But she was wearing like a cropped denim jacket in her Bougie Romance reveal video. Then I'm like, I'm kind of feeling a denim jacket tank top vibe moment that I just went ahead and copied her. So, but I was thinking about wearing this anyway today. But this is such a gorgeous shade. It's just been my absolute go-to nude color because it's not like too orange and it's not too pink. It's like a perfectly like peachy pink color, and I really love it. And I also have been obsessed with the lip liner. I've been using this with not just this lipstick, but so many other ones, and I've used this a ton this past month. So that is the lip liner in Golden Beach. I just love both of these. They're just perfect. It's like that perfect nude color for like every day. And then just the last like lip product, and then I just have a couple of lip oils to talk about, is the they're all lip products, Caitlin. The last lipstick, is the NARS Air Matte Lip Color in the shade All Yours. This is so good, you guys. This is just so pretty and light. It's just so lightweight and creamy. It's like has one of those pillowy textures. Look how pretty that color is with that lip liner. Those are like literally made for each other. I just realized that. They're like literally a match made in heaven. The All Yours is definitely warmer than the Golden Beach by ColourPop, but this just feels so pillowy on the lips, and I really have been enjoying this formula. It's so good. I'm gonna actually put this back in my everyday drawer and use that again, but I did just use it this past week and I love it. And then the last lip products are the ColourPop and Clueless Hip Dot and Clueless lip oils. I basically have only been using Thai and Dion quite a bit, and I really love both of these. These actually have a really nice texture to them. They're not necessarily like really that oily. I feel like they're more of like a lip oil gloss hybrid. They're not really exactly, they don't really feel like the ColourPop lip oils, which really do feel like a true lip oil. These just feel like a super pigmented gloss, but not sticky like a gloss. So this one is Dion and this one is Thai. Super pretty. I've worn Thai quite a few times over my new lipsticks, and then Dion I've actually been keeping in my purse. I kept on forgetting to take it out of my purse. And yeah, they're really, really nice. And that's pretty much it, you guys. And then I just have two skincare products to talk about. The first one is the Ole Henriksen Truth C Rush Brightening Gel Cream, and I've been using it coincidingly in conjunction with the Supergoop Play Everyday Lotion with sunflower extract, broad spectrum sunscreen, SPF 30, water and sweat resistant for 80 minutes. Why are these always like the longest names in existence for these high-end products? So you guys know I did pick this up like a couple months ago, but I've been using this as my morning moisturizer now because I did run out of my CeraVe Sunblock AM moisturizer, which you guys know I love that. I've been using that for like a couple of years at this point, but my sister suggested that I start using the Supergoop sunscreen on my face. So she said what I could do is basically use this first as my morning moisturizer and then put this on after that. And I've been loving the combo. It's just, this moisturizer is probably my favorite one that I've tried. I really love how it makes my skin feel in the morning. It just makes my skin feel so healthy. And I just feel like I'm getting such a shot of vitamin C. I really have been loving this, and it's super hydrating. And then putting this in combination with this, it's just like a match made in heaven. This is just so nice and gentle on the skin, and this smells like oranges and this smells like lemons. So I just feel like I'm getting a burst of juice on my face, and I just love it. So these two together, I mean, I haven't hauled this yet, but I figured I would share it because I wanted to share how I've been doing my skincare in the morning, and I really have just been loving these two together. So I highly recommend both of these. They're a little bit pricey, but not too pricey. This is like $30 and this is like around $40. So it doesn't break the bank if you decide to maybe like go with something that's a little bit more high end as opposed to drugstore, but drugstore skincare is still pretty amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I love you guys. And I've also been absolutely obsessed with this denim crop jacket from Lucky. I wear it almost every single day. So I just wanted to mention that I've been loving this too. I really always forget to do clothing favorites in my favorites videos now. So I was like, maybe I should mention that. Oh yeah, I have two. Oh my God. I had to mention the ColourPop brushes. What am I doing? So these are the three I've been loving. So the crease brush, holy crap, my favorite crease brush I've ever used. It just makes like it so blurred and so beautiful on the crease, and it just blends it out so beautifully. I'm absolutely obsessed with this brush, and this is the E2 So super soft and so easy to blend your eyeshadow in your crease. I've also been loving the powder brush. It's so soft, so soft. And this one's the F1 powder brush. And then the last brush is the ColourPop E21, which is the one I've been using to define my crease and blend out the outer corners. Really, really nice too. I love how pointed and precise this is. I really do like it. Okay, I have to go get to my boyfriend's house. So I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CBW819. And my Poshmark is at the same handle, which is CBW819. Please check out my Poshmark. I haven't made a sale in a while. So if you guys are interested in picking up any new makeup for a lower price, then check out my Poshmark. So I love you guys. Bye. And let me know what your favorites were this month, please. I love to know. Every month, I'm always super curious. So yeah, please let me know. Bye.